Rick Harsh, Chief Editor of Corona Samizdat, and today I have Zach Tanner here. I'm going to be interviewing Zach Tanner. Now, when I say here, I mean, you know, writers often speak in less than precise length. No, I shouldn't say that. I should say that we're often, bullshitting, okay? Anyway, and there's deeper meanings and, you know, tangents and so on, and we write in order that you decipher and think. So when I say Zach is here, well, he's not here, but that's the way it is these days. You know, when you interview someone, they're not really there. And, hair in my mouth. They're on Zoom, you know, and you split the screen and so on. Well, the first thing that got in the way of this interview, just give me a second, Zach, to, introduce you and the situation, because you're not actually here. I don't know how to do that. So my interview with Zach is going to be, a little bit different. I don't have Zach on my screen. So, and if I did, I couldn't do this. I mean, it would go and hit Zach's screen and disappear behind it. But now I got the whole range of it here. It's raining like a motherfucker out there. Zach, you're from Louisiana. There's no secret there. I'm not going to give your home address, but I've learned not to do that, having made that mistake a couple of times. You being from a hurricane state, does this kind of weather put you in any kind of mood in terms of writing, thinking, whatever? You know, I'm not saying does this make you glad you're here for the interview, but what does this weather do for you, Zach? Okay, it's not the be-all and end-all, but it does do something. Now, Zach, we came to know each other because Zach was the first civilian on my show. Now, is that God playing dice? Because those are some pretty heavy dice. I mean, where I come from, it was bowling balls, bowling, But in Louisiana, it's cards. It's the gypsy cards, I guess some people call them. What do you think about words like gypsy and Roma and politically correct, like black, Afro-American? What are some of the more recent ones? Greaser, wetback. What are you supposed to call Latinx? Latinx? Do you actually pronounce it Latinx? Not even one? Zach doesn't know a single Mexican American or Latinx or whatever they are. So what about cancel culture, Zach? I mean, is this not the height of cancel culture, interviewing you while you're not actually here? I mean, it's the height of cancel culture and yet the height of technology to be able to present someone who isn't there. I think that's a paradox as opposed to an oxymoron, and I'm always careful when I use the word moron. What do you think? Yeah, pretense is pretense, right? Speaking of pretense, you tell me, Zach, what you think of this. I was thinking, like, if somebody said to me, Rick, I want to be a writer, but I don't want to do any work or read or, do the shit that writers do, nor do I actually want to have a book or anything published. I just want to be a writer, how do I become a writer? And I said, first thing is, you really shouldn't smoke, but you should always smoke when you're in front of the right people. Like, I don't smoke unless I'm on camera. That kind of thing. Um, clothing, wear something with a lot of pockets. Zach you call that he calls it his pocket suit. It's got, I can't tell you how many pockets are on there. It's like something from vaudeville. You could fit a lot of tiny books in there and a lot of big books as well. We'll get to some more questions as soon as I light my cigarette. Now, Zach, you got a lighter? Thanks. This one doesn't work either, Zach. You got another one? This show is sponsored by Corona Samizdat, but the Tito lighter, it's a refillable lighter. I just need to get on that. Zach, what kind of lighter do you like best? That is cool. Yeah. One of the reasons I wanted to have Zach on is not just because, you know what? I just figured something out. Maybe all of you already knew this. Zach, you notice if you watch a talk show, and I do watch the Colbert Show, and I watch Seth Meyers. I don't watch his interviews, but I watch Seth Meyers' his what do you call it? His rant. His rants are good. I've watched Colbert for years. Very funny, Jon Stewart and all that. But you ever notice that the people coming on the show are always on tour, selling something? Obviously you maybe, but not me. I just thought, I was disappointed. I think recently I figured it out. I thought, they're selling something. They have a book out or a movie. And I just want you to know, I got Zach's book right here. Zach Tanner. He's a Renaissance man. He's done some music. I've got it on my phone, but I'm recording with my phone, so I can't play it for you. Some wacky stuff, inspired a little bit by the Kinks. Not to say kinky, although it is very kinky, but very talented musician. And he's done a lot of covers for us. He's our Chandler Brossard expert. He does introductions for Chandler Brossard, and recently he published Oscar Submerges with an introduction by our man Philip Friedenberg, author of America and the Cult of the Cactus Booth. I don't have it in front of me now because I don't do any homework or anything, but Stephen Moore and Zach, you've become friends, right? You and Stephen? Yeah, it doesn't sound pretentious at all, especially because I brought it up. Your mutual interest in music and so on. But can I tell him? He recently sent this book to Stephen Moore, and Moore was like, "What? He writes too?" And he read the book and he gave it a marvelous review. I mean, Stephen Moore. What's great about Stephen Moore is, no matter how wacky you are, how bizarre you are, no offense, you're wacky and bizarre, Zach. I mean, let's face it. And I'm not going to diminish that by saying I mean that in a good way. I mean everything in a good way. I'm a fucking saint. That's what I... Yeah. So, this takes place in the year 2090 something, which means I don't want to read it, but I'm going to because Zach wrote it. And I'm going to find out why Stephen Moore loves it, why Philip Friedenberg loves it, why it's so lovable. I have read sentences, and, the guy can write. We know that from his introduction. I haven't told Zach this, but I wanted to break it to him here. We're going to, when we believe that we have enough material, we're going to write the collected introductions. We're going to not write it. You wrote it already. You're the the king of introductions. His Chandler Broussard introductions are great, and we've got 2 more introductions. Yeah, get up off the floor there, Zach. You're scared as my dog of this weather. So anyway, yeah, where was I, Zach? About your introductions. What we're going to do is we're going to put together a book of Zach's introductions. And that may take a year, I don't know, when we feel like we have enough. Zach, leave that stuff alone. Zach, that is not, it's not going to come in through there's a window here. I'm afraid to show it to you because, you know, and Zach's, we got a few things hanging to keep the sun out. Well, there's no sun, Zach. Leave it alone. It's not going to make you safer. There's a deep balcony. There is water, but it's still about, it's almost about a meter from my bare feet. Zach's got shoes on. Anyway, we're going to put together a book of Zach's introductions. That is going to be a classic. But I mean, how many introductions? You should have at least 150 to 200 pages, I think. So you're going to have to get cracking, Zach. And, really? High school nickname? Zach and the Kraken? They meant it in a bad way? I don't know. I'd own that. I'd own that. You know. So, okay. Back to this book here is probably really good. I mean, Michael Moore. I just can't believe the guy. You know, I think he reads things so fast. I don't know how he does it. Or maybe he doesn't read them anymore. Maybe he just, you know, like I've been doing with this so far. Like after we had grabbed 2 rounds each, Jose invited me back to the green room if only I would help him carry a few of the synthesizers and amps. A lot of music in this book. But what I noticed is that when Zach goes big and is describing ideas, really excels at that. And that's what I look forward to the most in this book, other than finding out what it's about. I mean, you can only say so much. You know, then you got to read the book to really understand it. You know, you don't turn down a book and say, "Yeah, I heard all about that one." A guy goes to a fort in probably Kazakhstan, and there's nothing there and nobody around. And it's sort of latter-day Dino Buzzati. Dino Buzzati. Yeah, they can, you know, they had a hard enough time hearing you, and now they got. Anyway, you got to go. Yeah. Okay, so Zach's got to go, and but look forward to the Swinburne books, which should be out within the next 2 weeks. Introductions each by Zachary Tanner, our guest today, and you know, find out whatever you can about this before you buy it, because you don't want to just. It's a big book. It's a big. I mean, it's a pocket book. It's pocket size, just like, you know. Oh, look at this! I picked up a great one. Joao Reis. Joao Reis. A lot of people have pronunciation problems when it comes to Brazilian, and that's because there's no fucking way you can figure it out on your own. You're used to Spanish. We've all, you know, it's Joao Reis. No, it's Reis. Joao Reis. You know, yeah. So, and Zach, did you like this? What page? 49? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good If you buy this book, read it, but you don't know if you want to read it, go to page 149. You'll read it for sure. This one, any particular page people should read? Okay. It said go to the last page. I don't even know where the sentence starts. We can only outrun our own minds for so long. I don't want to spoil it. We can only outrun our own minds for so long. I've been thinking a lot about consciousness lately, and I think you're touching on something there that is meaningful to me in this day and time. Anyway, thanks for being here. Thank you for tuning in. Zach Tanner.